What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Hustle with JesseW. And today I'm going to show you how I missed the front side strength of a stock, but I nailed the backside weakness. Oh, guys, before we start off here and I start showing you what I traded today and how it went, I want you to tell me what your thoughts are on this little creature right here. What do you think of this thing? This is GOEV, GVO, whatever stock it was. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comment section below. What do you think about that car? What are your actual thoughts? Be honest. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and jump into this recap here on the day. And today in pre-market, I had a really nice list. I like my list. In the back burner, I didn't have it written down, but you know, we always look at RIVN and see what's going on there. But today's watch list was pretty good. We had Prog, GOEV, LCID, PayPal, MULN, and Tesla on watch. I was also obviously watching RIVN, and we went over that one. And I said, you know, I'm going to watch for it for, you know, a short bias trade on it. And that's my trade today. I went 2 for 2 on it, nailed really nice trades on it. Let me get over here to my alerts so I can take a look at this real quick. Boom, boom, boom. 9:57 a.m. was the first trade on it. Now, let's go ahead and just go straight into RIVN and the setup that I was on this one, okay? So I went 2 for 2 on RIVN. And this morning right here, we had this gap down on it. A little bounce attempt that was very weak. We had weak volume on this bounce attempt. We had a weak volume on this bounce attempt here. And the only reason I didn't jump right away into this was because of this little tail through VWAP. I was wondering whether or not we were going to start to hold VWAP as support and maybe have a little reversal. I figured RIVN had to have been somewhat tired. And at the time, okay, at the time that we were down here, if you scroll right across, what do you see? Previous support right there in that 153 zone. So I was like, I don't want to just jump in there and buy puts when I know that we're breaking through VWAP here and we're also in front of a support zone. So I waited and I kept scanning and looking at other things. Right in here, we broke back under VWAP, and I had already told everyone in chat that I was eyeing the 150 puts, November 19th expiration. They were going off at the time at, I want to say $5 and change. Those things like this went to $8, and we broke the low of day. And I was kind of upset at myself because I was trying to get in there, but I was also typing up the alerts, and I kind of just couldn't get it going, right? I couldn't get in there. So I said, okay, I'm going to wait. I'm not going to just chase this. I'm going to wait for it to break through that 152 zone. Where I get that 152 zone right here on the daily chart. Yesterday's previous support zone and the day before's previous resistance zone, all lining up there in that 152 zone. So 152.50. So with that in mind, what I was eyeing was a break and crack of that level and then a low volume bounce back into it where I can get puts. Now RIVN was so weak that, look at that, right through that zone. So now I'm waiting to see if we can get a bounce back into it. We get this little tiny bounce that goes right back into 151.50s. I wanted 152.50. So what I do is I go ahead and in here, I step in and get myself a starter position. Why a starter? Well, I thought to myself, okay, this thing is super weak. It's either going to flush right through the lows, or I can maybe get that bounce back into that 152.50 zone right in here, where we have, at the time, we had VWAP and the 23.6 Fibonacci lining up there, and the 90 MA was creeping, right? So I said, what I'll do is I'll add into it. So I'll just take a very small starter right in here, and I'll add into that and get myself my better average. And if we get a rejection of that level, that's when I'll really buy my entire position that I want. Okay, and I'll fulfill my entire position for the trade. We don't get it, which I was really upset about. And then we instantly dump. As soon as I'm setting out the alert, boom, we get the instant flush, bang. And I go ahead and take a piece of profit off here. So long RIVN starter, Put option 150 strike, November 19th expiration, $8 entry. Stop if Rivian gets over 155. Taking profits 970, and then if I take some profit off at 970 when we get down here and pierce the lows, take a piece of profit off, boom, 970. We dump lower, okay? And I put out an order on the ask at $11, and I get a fill flat at $11. I literally wrote float instead of flat. Put an O there, but flat $11 on my alert, and that's it. No more position for me on it on the trade. Good trade. I mean, from $8 to $11, that's really good, right? So I'm flat there. So I'm like, okay, guys. I get back on the mic. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch and see if I can get a low volume pull, low volume bounce right back into that VWAP zone and see if maybe that ends up being resistance. Let me erase this first trade. This first trade is done and over with. Okay. We get a bounce, and I'm really looking for a bounce back in here. If we get a bounce back in there, I'd go ahead and take full size trade on it if we reject the level, but we don't get that deep of a bounce. We get a quick little bounce back into a 9 EMA 23.6 fib, so I take a smaller trade on it, and I get back into that one at 10:10 a.m. Let me double check this candle here. Yep, 10:09. So right in there, we see that rejection of that 9 EMA. So I go ahead and grab my puts in there. So long Rivian, same puts as before. I actually went ahead and took the same puts, the 150s, because I just didn't have time to look for anything further out of the money there. So I grabbed those that were in the money, 150 puts in at 905. Earlier, I had gotten in at those at $8, exit at 11. Now I'm back in the same ones at 905. Stop if Rivian gets over 152 area, and I'm looking to ride this back down here to the lows. Okay, so I'm in at 905. I take some off at 1020 on those puts, right in here, just playing it safe. All right, so here you go. Watch. Entry on the puts, first take, then we pierce right through the low of day, and I get on this hourly chart and I tell everybody, guys, this 140 zone could be a potential bounce area on Rivian because it was previously support and it was previously a resistance level here and support level here and here. So I'm going to look to probably get flat there. So we quickly get that flush right through the lows. We get down here to 141.30, 140 and change. And down here, I go ahead, put out an order on the ask at 12.10. Boom, get my fill. I'm out of it. And that was it. So here's the first trade. Here is the second trade. And I can comfortably say that at least for the morning, it's 11:39 a.m. At least for the morning, I caught, and we as a team caught the bulk of the move. Okay, we caught the bulk of the move. Now, why did I not buy puts yesterday? I don't know if options were available on this one already yesterday. I think they were. Well, because we had frontside strength. I do not get short on frontside strength. But today we had that gap down, we had that rejection of this level. It was very weak during pre-market, so it made sense to go after that backside weakness. Look at this candle here on the daily. So it made sense to absolutely go after the backside weakness here and take advantage of the volatility. You look at the dump here, look at the volume at the open as we dump, big volume. Look at the bounce attempt, small volume. Look at this rejection of the VWAP zone, big volume. Look at this rejection here, right? Volume increasing as we reject this level, kind of bear flag. We dump on big volume. We dump on big volume, okay? Then we start to get our bounce attempt on, and it's brought by smaller volume, okay? And we get more downside on bigger volume, another bounce attempt on smaller volume, showing you that these bounce attempts are weak. Guys, remember to check out the free Discord link in the comment section and description section, along with trade ideas. You get yourself a nice coupon code down there as well. So that's it for me today, guys. Let me know what you thought. Drop it in the comment section below. Let me know what you traded. Smash the like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you're alerted when I go live Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. And I'll catch you on the next one.